Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, break 3 to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it to Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to morning on this Bears Victory House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Man, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya as well. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. But also click the notification button. That's the little bell that's right next to it. And that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, yay. Listen, please don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on now, people. All right? So what you do is wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter where it is, whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart or 7-Eleven or Zayre or Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Weebolts, Venture, Goldblatts, it doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, and not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping your best of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. If you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download our channel right to your television. Put it there right next to the big boys. Next to Netflix, Hulu, Apple Plus, Max, Disney Plus, Stars. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if you watched Power Book 2, Episode 9 for this season. Oh, my God, was it crazy. Crazy. And there's one more episode left. I can't. Oh man, that I couldn't. I was shocked. I was like, there's no way they can kill this character off. None, and they did. Holy sheesh. But I digress. All right, Paramount Plus, Stars, all those shows. Put us right next to the big boys, and watch us on the big screen. Now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. But if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Guys, we got a great show for you. I'm fired up today. We have a lot to talk about, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen, incorporate it into the show, and that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. It's comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's see. Let's check the chat already. It is jumping to begin the day. Jay Grizz in the house. Good morning, SuperBack and the Sports Owners. Happy Formation Monday. Yes, it's Victory Chain Monday over here, baby. I got it. Just as I was starting the show, right before I started the show, I was telling Steve, I was like, all right, Steve, I got to go start the show. He's like, all right. I said, oh, I forgot. How can I forget? And I had to put on my Victory Chain because it is Bears Victory Chain / House Music Monday. I love it. Bashan Walls in the house. Good morning. Good victory morning on a House Music Monday. Yes, it is, Doctor. Yes, it is. Bruja 7. Happy Bears Victory Monday. Yes, sirree, Bob. That's what I'm talking about. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. And Victory Chain Monday. It is, baby. Yes, it is. What it is, Joe. What's up? Brandon Schutz in the house. What's up, Bubba? How are you? Who's John? Who's John? Who is this John that you speak of? Oh, man. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. And we have a lot to talk about. We have baseball to talk about. Cubs. Sox owner. Mm-hmm. Son of a biscuit. And oh, snap. We got some people in the house. Luis Mejia in the house. Good morning, Papa. Buenos dias. Rise and grind, baby. Mr. Shorty, a win is a win. And you know what? That was a good win yesterday. We're going to talk a lot about it today. I saw a lot of good things in there and that win yesterday. And, you know, I hope that this continues. Mr. Shorty says, F. Jaden Daniels for stealing our damn thunder. Why? Because he's completed 82% of his passes. Hey. Brandon, facetious or what, Papa? Because, yes, they did win. I don't know if you're being facetious or not. But anyway. Yeah, we got a lot to talk, man, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get your comments, your input, your feedback, and what you thought of the game yesterday. We're going to talk about that. Like I said, there's a lot of different topics and aspects to go down because there's so many different storylines, so many different areas that we wanted to see improve, and many of them did. So I was very happy with that. Good Bears victory. You know, there's always stuff that you can do better. There's always stuff that you can nitpick. But you know what? Who said it? You just missed it. Shorty said it. A win is a win. All right. And DJ Moore was on the radio this morning. He said it's a lot easier to get to go through film and get critiqued after a win than it is a loss. And I've told you that before. Man. And Luis, my man, a resident Raider fan, said, good day, Bears win and Raiders win. It was a great day for you, Luis. Both your teams won. Nice. So, I hope you guys had a great weekend. My goodness. College football was off the charts, too. Holy shnikes, to borrow a line from Tommy Boy. Did you guys see that? The Miami Virginia Tech game? Holy, on Friday? That game was insane. Then, who else? Then the Alabama Georgia game yesterday or Saturday. Let me just say college football is in full EFFECT. Whew. Man, those games were insane. Our guy Jared Payton is probably going through one. Touchdown, no touchdown, touchdown, no touchdown. After further review, college football was crazy this week. It was amazing. This is why I love the game. And this is why we play the game. Okay? Some upsets, some blowouts, some just phenomenal games. The Alabama-Georgia game so early in the season. Number 2, Georgia versus number 4, Alabama in Tuscaloosa. College game day was there, so they knew. I don't know if they knew it was going to be that much of a classic, but they knew it was going to be one hell of a game. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it was. It was. Oh, my goodness. Then to wake up and watch the Bears do what they did. Whew. My man King Booker World checking in. What's up, Papa? To salute, chat, and Shawn. Win. Hell yeah. I tell you, there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff we can talk about on the show today. A lot of good stuff. Shawn, this is one of the things we're going to talk about. Definitely we're going to talk about the Bears punter. And I'm speaking from firsthand experience. I played with a punter who did the things that Torrey Taylor did yesterday. I told you the story the first day I heard about this. Well, I heard about this guy that we were getting him. That's when I was playing with the Thunder. And I'm jogging around the field, warming up, and I see him. Ball hits on the 5 and makes a 90-degree turn right out of bounds. I was like, oh, jeez. Then he did it again to the right side. Then he did it to the left side. I'm like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? And then the one, like the 6th or 8th punt that he hit, bounced at the 3. It came straight down. It bounced straight up, and bounced right where it originally hit. And just died right there on the 3. I was like, and this is while I'm warming up. I'm like, holy cow. That's crazy. If he can do this in the game, and our guy was able to and it's amazing. Amazing. And don't get me wrong, I still think we need some more line help, but goodness gracious, that dude helped big time yesterday. And it was a thing of beauty. We oftentimes people, and even NFL teams, but we underestimate, and I don't know why we would ever do that here in Chicago, but we always underestimate and downplay and overlook the third phase of the game, and that's special teams. Why we do that, I don't know. We just had a guy named Devin something or other who was pretty good here on special teams. We had a guy named Robbie Gold who was pretty good here on special teams. So why we here in Chicago, I could see why other teams may overlook or downplay that third phase of the game, but why we here in Chicago do, I don't. If you know why that would ever happen again, I don't know. Now when you have 2 phenomenal players, okay, like Robbie Gold and Devin Hester, that we saw change games, and Robbie good as gold, with Jeff Joniak called him, and that was pretty much it. He had 1 or 2 bad seasons. He found himself again, you know, after he was traded. I think it was with the Giants that we were talking last night, and then then became lights out for the Niners. So, and he still lives here. Actually, he's a head coach at Buffalo Grove High School, I want to say, because Chicago's his home. So that third phase of the game is unbelievable, and the thing about that phase, is that it changes the game so quickly. All right, it changes the game so quickly, and you talk about stealing and a momentum shift. Like you could, and you're depressed and upset and frustrated, and all of a sudden this dude goes out, kicks the ball, bounces at the 8, and goes right out of bounds at the 8. It lands and bounces right out at the 8. like a 90-degree turn. Oh, Rolling Meadows. Thank you. That's where Robbie Gold is the head coach. Rolling Meadows. And Mondo Jr.'s son was at the game Friday. Yeah. Let's not forget RW McQuarter, Jerry Zuma, our good friend Jerry Zuma, or former good friend. We used to hang out back in the day. Yeah. Remember, he was a kick returner. That's he was selected to the Pro Bowl as a kick returner. He retired the year before Hester got here, if you recall, and Hester took over 23 and immortalized that number, Bears 23. So, all in all, really good day yesterday. Got us to 2-2. Big difference between 1-3 and 2-2. Huge difference. And they talked about the percentages of making the playoffs from a 2-2 team as opposed to a 1-3 team. But what it did is it kind of got us back right. Because I'm still salty. There's nothing we can do about it. Still salty about that Indy game. Although Indy took it to Pittsburgh, but Joe Flacco came in. And truth be told, I was hoping we'd keep Richardson in the game because Richardson was willing to give us the ball, and he did. He did his best to give us the game. I did not want Flacco in because Flacco's a cagey vet. And you saw what he did yesterday in Pittsburgh, or not in Indy against Pittsburgh. So, Pittsburgh quarterback had a great game. Our guy Justin. Okay, all unfortunately was in a loss, but Indy looked good. Indy with Joe Flacco in the game, it's nutso. It was funny. They interviewed Joe Flacco after the game, and they asked him does Anthony Richardson think he's cool? And he said something to the effect. He said, Anthony Richardson's mom is 8 days older than me. He goes, so he's definitely nothing. There's definitely nothing about me that he thinks is cool. That's so crazy, Flacco. That's crazy. So, no, I don't think so. Junior says the Bears can't retire any more numbers, can they? No, I don't think so. I think the NFL said no. You got to stop. I don't think they should retire numbers except for Walters, but you'd have to have a very special player. All right, special player. King Book of World says, "Gonna do something that actually physically hurts." Give Nate Davis credit. He was actually decent yesterday at times. Yeah, you know what, King Book of World, and I'll be the first to say, if I'm gonna give you grief and critique you, I'm gonna give you praise and credit when you deserve it. So yeah, you know what? It's just that's what men do. You know what I mean? And yeah, it sucks, but we also have to realize that if we're gonna pitch, we better be able to catch. And Nate Davis came in and did well yesterday. Otherwise, this running game doesn't get off the ground. All right. Yeah, and Luis Mejia says good for Flacco. Yeah, it is. It's very good for him, and I just hope that, and do you guys know, was Flacco there last year as well with Indianapolis? King Book of World says that hurt my soul, Shawn. I know. I know. It's tough to give somebody that you cannot stand credit. Yeah. Yeah. And Mr. Shorty says, if Caleb is what most of us think he is, 18 will be retired. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's funny. That's funny. So Flacco was on the Browns. So Do any of you know who the quarterback was for Indianapolis last year? It wasn't Gardner Minshew, was it? See, because people don't understand why the backup is so important. Okay. If you remember, I think they started him, Richardson. And to me, and I get it. All right, everybody wants their rookie quarterback to start, blah, 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 blah. But you see how the importance of sitting a season, basically redshirting a season, okay, and watching someone run that offense efficiently. And that's the issue. Some people don't want to wait. Some organizations don't want to wait. Okay, but when you get a guy and you're not sure. King Booker World said it was Gardner Minshew. Yeah, okay. Junior says him too, Gardner Minshew. Silly. It's very, very helpful. Okay, because and unfortunately, because the CBA, you got your all first rounders are 4-year deals plus a 5th-year option for the team. So you lose that 1 year, and you have to decide after the 3rd year if you're going to pick up his 5th-year option or not. So that means you're leaving. That gives you 2 seasons. Because if they don't play the first season, then they have their second. You intend on them playing their second season and their 3rd season. After the 3rd season, you have to declare if you're going to pick up the quarterback's 5th-year option or not. And teams don't want to do that. But my thought is this: after 2 seasons, you should know, because a couple of things. One, depending on your draft status, okay, you can see. First, you can build up anything you need, any deficiencies in those 2 years. Part of his draft class, if you draft a quarterback in the 1st round, you can go start getting weapons for this guy. And then you have the subsequent 2 years. Actually, no, 1 year, because it has to be done after the 3rd year. So you have the draft that he's drafted in, and then after his rookie year. All right, so you can go get him weapons. So when he's playing, you can see what he needs. After he starts playing his 2nd year, you can say, do we need to bolster the offensive line? Do we need more receivers? Do we need a better defense? What else do we need? And it can save you a lot of money. And they were talking, and it's bothering. It bugs me. The quarterback, and I'm happy for them. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for these guys, all the money they're getting. However, it jacks up the cap. Okay, look at who was the last guy who just got it. $70 million. Dak Prescott. You think the Cowboys going to be able to do anything? No. We thought that Trevor Lawrence's $55 million was bad. Trevor Lawrence is looking like a bust. I was never a big fan of Trevor Lawrence coming out. And I remember it was him and Justin. And Trevor Lawrence has a quarterback guy now. He's got Doug Peterson. He's got Doug Peterson as his head coach. And he still stinks. So it's coaching. Like, you can't remember I talked about every time you step up a level from Pop Warner to high school to college to pro, that the beginning, the first couple of years, the first 2 years are the most important. Year number 1 is pivotal to get you acclimated to the speed of the game, good habits. And if you're not fortunate enough to get good coaching in your first year at a new level, it'll set you back. It's not the death blow, but man, it's pretty close. Not the death blow, but it's pretty damn close. So, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're actually going to get to top of the morning topics. All right. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Well, on cue, he finds a soft spot in the zone in front of a couple of zone defenders, and he's got a first down to move the chain, balance, etc. This time he's going to get wrapped up, and the Bears' pass rush finally gets to him. Stafford, stepping, looking, throwing sideline, right into the hands of Jaquan Brisker. It's picked off. It's Chicago ball. Now a little read play for Caleb Williams, and he runs past the sticks and picks up a first down. Dozen Chicago penalties. Williams stepping up in a tight pocket is able to deliver it. And out back to the 41-yard line is the rookie Roma Dunze.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the Bears, baby. Big win yesterday. So, guys, let's get right to it. Guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Say the first top of the morning topic. We're not even going to play. We know exactly where we're going, baby. Baby. The Bears. That's what we're talking about. The Bears with a big win yesterday on the lakefront. Bears beat the Los Angeles Rams Uh-oh. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? There we go. The Bears beat the Los Angeles Rams 24-18 yesterday. Caleb Williams had an efficient day. He's 17 of 23 for 157 yards and a tutty. All right, he had a 106.6 quarterback rating. DeAndre Swift had a day. Have a day, young man. 16 carries, 93 yards, a touchdown. Also had 7 catches for 72 yards. Roschon Johnson, 7 carries for 26 tough, powerful yards. He had a touchdown. DJ Moore, 3 catches, 22 yards, and a tutty. Big win for the boys yesterday. It was great to see. This was one of the games that I was concerned with. Okay, and maybe this is the game that the makeup game, because they should have won last week. Okay, I did not have them lose to Indianapolis. I had them possibly losing to the Rams. And remember the other day or last week, I said they got to make it up. It's going to have to be a game that they make up that they probably, they probably could lose or should lose, and they win. I'm still looking at 7-2. Well, I'm 6-3 more realistic, because the next game on the schedule that I am concerned about is Washington. All right, I think if we don't come out and destroy the Panthers next week, I'll be really upset. And then the Jaguars, they're in hell. But we play them in London. So, but after that, we come back for the bye, and then we have the Commanders. And that's going to be a tough game. The Commanders are playing phenomenal. They are playing great. And Jaden Daniels is looking like the real deal. And, I said, I'll keep it a buck. Our guy, Coach T, if you follow him on Twitter, Coach T got a lot of flack for it. Now he's starting to get some respect on his name. He said that that Jaden Daniels was the most pro-ready quarterback coming out of the draft. It had nothing to do with long-term what they're going to turn into, but he said Jaden Daniels was the most pro-ready quarterback coming out of the draft. And let me tell you, Jaden Daniels is leading Washington to a 3-1 record. All right, and wow, this kid just is completing 82% of his passes. Is that what it was? Yeah, this kid is on fire. This kid is on fire. And this is what makes good championship teams. All right. You get a good quarterback, but you also get a good coach who knows how to use that good quarterback. And you got Cliff Kingsbury over there. And he's doing his thing. But I digress. Big win yesterday for the boys. Gervon Dexter had another sack. Let me tell you something. That man, we're going to talk about him. Mama, there go that man again. Montez Sweat. Okay? We're going to talk about that defensive line a little later, because they deserve it. They deserve it. King Booker World says, I want Trevor Lawrence to get the same shit Justin Fields was getting because Sunshine is horrible. Yeah, he is. He is. And it's funny how, and this is the issue I have with the quarterback scale. All right, he just got $55 million a year. They just paid him $55 million a year. Now, who can they add to that roster? Who can they pay? Who can they pay? And you're right, he does need to get a lot more smoke. All right. King Booker World says people treat Justin Fields like he was the number one overall pick, and he wasn't. And I agree. I agree. So, but the next topic, man, baby. This is what I'm talking about. My White Sox. White Sox, baby. Yes. The White Sox beat the Detroit Tigers 86. I'm 86. Thinking basketball, Detroit Pistons. I'm looking at their record. It wasn't too far off. They beat them 9-5 yesterday. Jonathan Cannon, he got the dub. He finished the season 5-10 on the year. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 punch-outs. Lenine Sosa, 3 for 4 with a homer. His 8th of the season, driving in his 33rd, 34th, and 35th runs on the season. Brian Ramos, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, his 10th and 11th on the year. And Corey Lee, the young catching phenom that I really, really like. He was 1 for 5 with his 36th and 37th RBIs of the season. So the White Sox, they finished the season 41-121. I don't know if that record will ever be matched again or beaten. It took 62 years for the Mets record to be eclipsed. I don't know if we'll ever see a team as bad as my White Sox. And if we do see a team, I feel bad for them. I do. The next top of the morning topic, and here's where I might lose it. White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf, releases a statement yesterday. During the Bears game, fourth quarter of the Bears game, a statement after the game to Sox fans calling the season, quote, embarrassing and a failure. I don't know. I'll read some of it. It says, to White Sox fans, by all means, our on-field performance this season was a failure. As the leader of this organization, this is my ultimate responsibility. There are no excuses. I want to thank you for continuing to support the team throughout what was an embarrassing season. You all deserved better. This season's performance was completely unacceptable, and the varying reactions and emotions from our fan base are completely understandable. While embracing new ideas and outside perspectives, we will do everything we can to fix this for 2025 in the future. This will include further development of players on our current roster, development within our system, evaluating the trade and free agent markets to improve our ball club, and new leadership for our analytics department, allowing us to elevate and improve every process within our organization with a focus for competing for championships. In fact, change has already been happening in our baseball operations group throughout the past year. When named general manager in 2023, Chris Getz and his staff immediately began conducting a top-to-bottom evaluation of our existing operations. Chris is rebuilding the foundation of our baseball operations department with the key personnel changes already happening in player development. International scouting, professional scouting, and analytics. Some of these changes will be apparent quickly, while others will need time to produce the results we all want to see at the major league level. He goes on to say that the most important thing is going to be a leader. And Chris will was well underway with his search. He has identified key attributes and preferences for our next manager and has already begun an extensive search with a wide range of candidates to lead the White Sox in the clubhouse and the dugout. Even in the worst of seasons, when at times it felt nothing was going right, there are bright spots that provided reasons for optimism about our future. The overall health of our organization is improving. Our minor league rankings show the growth. The Class AA Birmingham Barons and Southern League title won the Southern League title, while Class A Kannapolis reached the finals of the Carolina League, and our organization has built an impressive future pool of very talented prospects. Whether said out loud or written in a statement, words are easy. I understand we need to show our progress through action, and I commit to you that everyone associated with the White Sox is focused on returning this organization to the level of success we all expect and desire. above everything else, I'm a fan of baseball, of Chicago, and of the White Sox. Every loss this season, every blown save, every defensive miscue, every shutout, every sweep hurt. There's a long, painful season for all of us. We recognize on a daily basis that it is our responsibility to earn your trust, attention, time, and support. We will take that approach daily as we put the work in this offseason to be better. We owe it to each and every one of you. Jerry Reinsdorf. So my friend sent this to me. Big shout out to my friend Annette, who's a White Sox fan. Big shout out. Her daughter's a stud. She plays at St. Lawrence, flag football and softball. She's a stud. But I digress. She sent me that thing yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, this BS. I'll actually read the response that I had. I said, hey, this crock of BS from the owner is laughable. And then she said, well, I think it's since he's trying to be sincere. And I'm like, you know what? I thought about it for a second, because I think the way I think, I don't think the way other people think. And sometimes you take people that you respect, you take a look at the perspective. Now, you don't have to agree with it, but you give it the time and that it deserves and look at it and say, maybe from a different perspective, their perspective could be true as well, or could be better than yours. And I thought about it for a second. And I said, no, I don't think he's being sincere. I think, like you said, words are easy, especially in a statement behind that you release. First of all, don't do it during my Bears game. No one gives a damn. Not during the Bears game. That's for starters. Secondly, if you can't, let me ask you a question. When you put things in a bad environment, when you set things up improperly, how can you expect them to grow properly and develop properly? That's my question. How can you expect that? So when you and after the article where it's reported that your hand was in a lot of decisions, and obviously the Tony La Russa one was your decision, how can you apologize to us? This has been brewing for a while now. You ruined the team that we had. So don't tell me, don't come out and say, oh, mea culpa, look at me, I'm falling on the sword. No, you felt this shit was your fault to begin with. How about you say it was my fault? Not the whole organization's fault. It was my fault. You're the one who hired Tony La Russa. Nobody wanted him. You went over Rick Hahn's head. It ruined the chemistry that young team was starting to build. And I know you're going to say, well, Tony La Russa went to the playoffs, finished. I get it. Remember when I mentioned about having a good coach every level those first couple of years? Ricky Renteria was a perfect guy for that young group of players. Perfect guy. And what you needed was, first of all, you should have seen what he could do. If you didn't think he was a guy, then you should have gone an exhaustive search, extensive search for a manager. You had people. You had Joe Girardi to interview. You had Joe Madden to interview. You had Bruce Bochy to interview. You had Ozzie to interview. You had all these World Series winning managers to interview. If you felt that Rick Renteria couldn't take them from where they are at to the next level of being a perennial World Series contender. But no, you went and you brought in Tony La Russa, who was out of the game for over a decade, to bring him back. That's you. That's all you. That started this downfall. Where's the accountability? Chris Guest, the guy who's now the general manager, was in charge of the minor league system. And after Tim Anderson, Lou Bob, Yo-Yo, Eloy, Vaughn, after all those guys came up, what do they have in the system? Nothing. So one of the worst baseball farm systems you have, now the guy who led that and was in charge of that is in charge of your entire baseball operation. That's not being sincere. Don't look me in the eyes, piss on my shoes, and tell me it's raining. Okay? I don't buy it. This is all you're doing. And for you to sit there and expect us to go, and I gave you far more money than I should have. Far more money. Next year that won't happen. All right. Next, and it's definitely going to start with the manager. If you don't get the manager right, I'll be damned if it'll be a cold day in hell before you see my ass at Sox Park. If you don't get the manager right. If you go pick another puppet manager, first-time manager to run this organization, you will not see my ass at Sox Park. And all my guys' outings that he has every year, I won't go to any of them. Any of them. One of my buddies, Eddie from Output, he refused to go this year. He didn't go to a game. So don't sit there and apologize to us when you knew it was going to happen, that this was possible. You know, it's embarrassing what you've done to us. It's embarrassing how you treat us. Because if you wanted to win, get a good manager. You go get a good leader. But you don't want a good leader. And to me, that's important. And how many times have you heard me say, I may have mentioned it once or twice, coaching matters. How many times have you heard me say that? You get a bad manager, period. Teams will take the identity of their manager. If you get a guy who's kind of finding his way, guess what? This team's going to be finding its way. And your refusal to get a veteran, proven winner to lead your organization says everything about you that we need to hear. You don't want any free thinkers. You don't want anyone to challenge the status quo because you're making money off your TV deals, off the stupid Sox fans like me who sit there and buy shit and keep going to the games. And your disrespect toward us is evident. And so please stop. You could save that whole thing, that whole statement you made, because action speaks. I would have rather you said nothing. Because there's really nothing you could have said. The only thing you could have said was this was my doing. I take full responsibility for it, and things will change. Nothing I can say or do, I have to show you. And you did go on to say that words are cheap, yes, but take some accountability. This is your shit pile that you created, not the organization's, yours. So to say that I'm pissed is an understatement. It's an understatement. And the last top of the morning topic, the Cubs. The Cubs, they fall to the Cincinnati Reds yesterday on the north side, 3-0. Took them 10 innings, but they fell 3-0. Killian started, got a no decision, went 5 innings, 3 hits of shutout baseball, two 2 walks, 4 Ks. Nico Horner was 1 for 5. Heiya Suzuki 1 for 4. The Cubs finished the season 79, while the Reds finished the season 77 and 85. You know, this. I know we were talking about the Cubs, but this whole Reinsdorf thing still pisses me off. Because you do things and then you say you're sorry. Do things, oh, forgive me. Now, you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly the seeds you were planting. Michelle Wallace says, I'm not buying it from that statement. I'm not buying it either. King Booker World said, I used to go to 35 games each year. This is the first time I boycotted. I should have been like you. You know, Rick Hahn did a phenomenal job of acquiring that talent. Phenomenal job of acquiring the talent. Think of all the talent he got. TA. Well, TA we drafted, thank goodness. TA. Lubob. Signed him. National thing. Yo-Yo, we traded for him. Lucas Giolito. Eloy. Traded for him. Dylan Cease. Traded for him. Thank you, Northside team. But all these players that we had, and then he signs them to contracts that if they lived up to their potential, they would be vastly underpaid. Now they're vastly overpaid. Yo-Yo got paid $24.8 million this year to play, 12 games? Now, had you developed them, and I remember this vividly, saying this is a great deal for the White Sox if they develop them. If they develop these players at the end of their contract, they will be vastly underpaid. If you develop Yoan Moncada, $25 million, $24.8 this year, there's a club option for $25 next year, which they're not picking up. It would have been he'd be a vastly underpaid player. But you never developed him. And if you didn't get sports psychologists that I know, sometimes that's in vogue now. But you didn't develop them. You did nothing for them. You didn't get a leader for them. All the leaders you got besides Tony were little puppet masters. Tony ruined the development and the cohesion that they had under Renteria. So pardon me for calling bullshit on your little letter in the middle of the Bears game. And trying to sound contrite. You can't neglect something and expect it to flourish. You can't. That's in all aspects of life. You can't neglect something and expect it to flourish. Your neglect of the development of these players is criminal. So, I, along with millions of Sox fans, are going to be watching. Where does your manager search take you? Because that's going to tell us a lot. Okay, Skip Schumacher, probably regarded as the best manager out there right now, just got released by the Marlins. He was a 2023 National League Manager of the Year, two-year stint. His contract was for 2 years with a club option for 25, which the Marlins voided earlier this season. This is according to the Sun-Times Wire. Schumacher immediately becomes an attractive candidate for the White Sox managerial job. So he may not want to be involved in a rebuild. I don't think, why the hell would he want to be involved in a rebuild? And why do you take stuff from, why would he want to take or be subservient to Chris Getz? Am I going to have to deal with them coming down and interfering in my managerial decisions every day? It's a damn shame. It is a shame. Who the hell is going to want this job? Junior got jokes, huh? Apparently you forgot the parade in 05. How crazy it was in downtown the rally. Yeah. Anyway, let's take another break. On the other side of the break, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a lot of football. I'm looking forward to that. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Well, on cue, he finds a soft spot in the zone in front of a couple of zone defenders, and he's got a first down to move the chain, balance, etc. This time he's going to get wrapped up, and the Bears' pass rush finally gets to him. Stafford, step in, looking, throwing sideline, right into the hands of Jaquan Brisker. It's picked off. It's Chicago ball. Now a little read play for Caleb Williams, and he runs past the sticks and picks up a first down. Dozen Chicago penalties. Williams stepping up in a tight pocket is able to deliver it. And out back to the 41-yard line is the rookie Roma Dunze.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are our babies, baby. Our boys. Man, big time win yesterday for our Bears on the lakefront. And let me tell you something. It was good to see. There was a lot. I don't have a lot. King Booker World says, I'm going to have Jessica right back to Reinsdorf. She got zingers. Who's Jessica? Who's Jessica? I don't know who that is. Maybe it's, I don't know. Should I know who Jessica is? I don't know. But Bears victory Monday. You know, this was a good game. This was a good game. This was a game that I was concerned with. And wow, this just came across the wire. Holy cow. Holy cow. Wow. Wow. Hold on. This is crazy. It's the second person who just sent me this. This is just confirmed. Wow. I'm trying to get the picture. A picture of this. Yeah, holy sheesh. This just came across on ESPN. So this is legit. Dikembe Mutombo has passed away at the age of 58 due to brain cancer. Wow. See, this is why I always tell you guys, make sure your loved ones know you love them. All right. Wow. Man, wow. That is that's nuts. That's nuts. 1966 to 2024. You know, dude, this is, you know, you so many times we see things and we just never, you know, we never know. We see things and where do I need this here? No. Style. Damn. This is it's kind of blowing my mind, man. And you know, we didn't know he had. I didn't know that he had brain cancer. And I'm sure he kind of wanted it that way. That most people didn't know. But this is crazy. This is a guy that I watched grow up. And here's the thing, the crazy part about getting older. As we get older, a lot more of our people that we grew up watching pass away. And that hurts. You know, that really, really, really hurts. You know, we see people like, you know, we see people as they go on and we idolize growing up. And I'm not saying I idolize Dikembe. No, I'm not. I'm saying I watched him play. I enjoyed watching him play. And as we get older, our athletes, our stars, our role models, or whatever we have for people, they pass away. They pass away. And this is a tough one. Rest in peace to Dikembe Mutombo. I didn't even know he had brain cancer. I didn't even know. Wow. 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 Talk about a bummer. Dikembe Mutombo passed away at the age of 58. Wow. Whew. That's a fine how do you do, huh? Holy sheesh. Just came across the wire. We were talking Bears, huh? Damn. One of the things that I saw yesterday that I really liked was Caleb becoming more efficient. Growing up. In a lot of things, and this is one of the things that got my guy Justin in trouble a lot. Was always looking for the home run ball. Okay. And yesterday, he took a lot of check downs. Okay. He hit the running back in the flat. He hit him just check downs. And I thought it was a good sign of growth. Okay. A lot of times younger quarterbacks, because they have the arm, want to make people pay. They want to throw deep. Okay. When a defense has you, because let's not forget, they get paid on that side of the ball too. Okay. They get paid on that side of the ball as well. When a defense has you, sometimes they got the right call for the play that you're running. It just happens. That's life. You got to live to fight another day. All right. Sometimes they got you, and you just say, "Okay, you got me." Either I'll check it down or I'll throw the ball out of bounds. Caleb did a good job, a really good job of that yesterday. Took a couple sacks. I would have preferred for him not to take sacks, but you know what? He took the sacks as opposed and did not give the ball up. As opposed to throwing the ball up. Okay. Mr. Shorty is frustrated. He said, watching Jaden Daniels is pissing me off, though. He's having what was supposed to be Caleb's year. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Well, listen, Mr. Shorty. Who's to say that Caleb can't have the type of year the rest of the year moving forward? Who's to say that? Who's to say that after getting the check down in his system, he doesn't stay aggressive and realize it's a growth? Remember, I told you, growth isn't linear. Growth isn't linear. Okay? Growth isn't linear. I don't know if I said it or anything. Growth isn't linear. Okay? There's going to be a point where he gets it. He had a good game last week. All right? And this week, he was more efficient. Now, what if he puts those two games together for next week? And then you know what people are going to say? It was only the Carolina Panthers. But it's not just only the Carolina Panthers. It is another professional team that he has to study and dissect. Okay? For all you Caleb cult people, this is from Clay Harbor. Okay? He's starting to get some more views and things on doing around with TV and radio and social media. Caleb Williams completed just 44% of his passes versus the blitz the first 3 weeks of the season. Today, meaning yesterday, he was 8 of 9 for 75 yards and a touchdown versus the blitz. The kid is progressing fast. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. And Acho on no, he's not on Speak anymore. He's like on the fundamentals or something with Chase Daniel and those guys. He brought something to light that I didn't view. Again, when you listen to people, and I respect people who've played the game or coached the game at a high level, everyone saw there was a discussion on Justin, and everyone's saying Justin's the same quarterback, and he's like, what if getting better means doing less, eliminating bad things, not necessarily doing more good things, but eliminating bad things? All right. Except for yesterday's game, Justin had 300 yards passing. Okay. But it wasn't that. Prior to yesterday's game, he wasn't throwing interceptions. He wasn't fumbling. He wasn't having pre-snap situations. Are those things positives? Yes. Does that help the team? Hell yeah. Would you say that makes someone better? I would. When you cut down on the mistakes, that's a positive. So now we'll transfer that to Caleb. Caleb's not heaving the ball downfield when there's nothing there in hopes of, first of all, we don't have a guy that we don't have a Megatron. We don't have a 6'6" guy who can go up and with a 40-inch vert. We don't have that. Okay? We have DJ Moore who's 6'1", who can jump. But guess what? Some of the DBs are 6 feet who can jump. Big difference when you're 6 feet and 6'5", 6'6", because your arms are longer, and there aren't any 6'6" DBs in the NFL. 6'3" might be the tallest, and that could be a safety. I don't know how many more Richard Shermans we have or 6'3" cornerbacks left in the NFL. But Caleb did something yesterday that was impressive, and that was hit the check down. When things aren't there, live to fight another down. Live to fight another down. That's smart. Aunt Moss, good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Thomas Gage in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Foster Covers, good morning. He says, we have never seen this in Chicago. Quarterback looking better each week, and you can see it. It's different. Growth so fast. We as Bears fans have no concept. Bears are on the path. I'm still PGTs. I don't know what that means, PGTs. Foster, what does PGTs mean? I'm not sure. Please pardon my ignorance. Pole's got this shit. A Pole's got this. Okay. I got you. Thank you, Book of World. And DC is in the house. He's checking in. No, I don't think about it. I don't think that, Derek. He says Caleb may not have a long passing game. I don't know. Foster covers, yes. Pole's got this shit. Yeah. No, he likes to throw it deep. He's got a strong arm. And trust me, young kids with strong arms like to show it off. And he's learning that this is different. This is the NFL. This is not the Pac-12. My guy, Roberto Ramirez. What's up, Papa? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. He's learning that you can't sit there and run around and evade people like he did in college. Remember, he came back, he'd stop, he'd start, he'd drift back, and always, for some reason, always go to his left. These DBs are quicker, they react better, they don't fall for fakes as well as easily. He's got a couple of nice, very big losses on sacks because he's trying to juke these defensive linemen in the NFL. It's a different breed. So he's learning that. He's learned that. Let's see how it plays out. He's developing. Everybody doesn't develop at the same rate because everybody's not in the same situation. Even if they were, which is impossible, you still have different, each individual is different. So what if he takes 300-yard game that he had last week, adds that to next week, but also adds in the efficiency of hitting the check down a lot more next week. What if he does that? Clay Harbor already gave you stats on him picking up the blitz. So now what if you can combine those two games, these last two games? So this is why we don't have to get crazy, Shorty. We don't get crazy. All right. There's 17 games. What if for the last 10 games he balls out? All this bitching and moaning was for nothing. Remember I told you, live in the moment? And you can sit there and say he missed his receivers, he did that, he doesn't need to do this, and have a conniption about it. You can do that. That's your right. Or you can sit and say the positive. And this is your guy. He's not even my guy. He's not even my guy. Caleb's not even my guy, and I'm telling you to do this. I'm telling you, watch him and let him develop. So you wanted him to come in and set the world on fire. It doesn't happen. Jaden Daniels is doing a great job. Can he hold it up? Can he keep it up is what I'm saying. I don't know. It's the shirt. He's like, I know. I try, Shawn. Glenn Morgan was our guest last week, and he shot me out of the sky talking about Waldron. I'll get over it. Yeah, and let's not. They're doing well by this young man. Could do better, but they're doing well by him. Like the offensive line blocked better yesterday, but what did? We ran the ball. All right. We ran the ball. So let's not forget that all this is contingent on an offensive line. All this was contingent on a run game. See, yesterday's performance was exactly what they needed. Okay? Exactly what they needed. The Bears had 54 plays. Okay? 54 plays. So, my thing is this. Let's see. 28 rushes, 26 passes. I don't know how they have 54 plays. That's about it. That's a good game plan. And remember, let's worry about our guy. Okay? Even if he's more of your guy than mine, but let's worry about him, the quarterback of the Bears. Okay? Worry about him getting better. Let's worry about the development of our guy, and he's getting better. Let's worry about his growth. Let's worry about his competence. Let's worry about his efficiency. Let's worry about his coaching. He did something yesterday that I was very happy to see. And I'm not saying other quarterbacks don't do it. I'm saying our quarterback is doing it, and I liked it. On the missed touchdown to DJ Moore, where DJ Moore went in, took an inside release, and it looked like he slowed down. DJ was on the radio this morning. He goes, that's on me. That was my fault. But what did Caleb do? He got those guys. He got him and Keenan Allen on the sideline, and they were talking about it. That's a leader. We missed this opportunity. How do we fix it? He said, Glenn fucked Shorty up, Shawn. We'll bring him back. This is what King Booker World says. Shorty says, LMFAO goes, Booker. I had a whole positive thing ready for the show, but no, Glenn and his ass, his sense talking. You know, another thing that they did. Well, you know what? Let me just go take a. No, you know, we'll finish up. Don't worry about it. I was telling Steve-O before the show, I'm like, I'm gonna take part in the credit in take my flowers for the victory yesterday. My contributions when they brought in Doug Kramer. All right, Armando, Larry, my guy, Mondo Jr.'s son, jumbo package. Yeah. You don't think they talked about this? You don't think this was brought up because of my questions last year to Justin? And obviously the coaches heard him because the following week they brought in an offensive lineman. So I'll take part of the credit for the victory yesterday in that using the jumbo package because that set a tone. Because I don't know if you saw that play, but my goodness, when Kramer went in on Roschon's touchdown, Roschon busted through, landed on Kramer, knocked the hell out of the defensive end. He was in the end. Kramer's in the end zone. Roschon was able to get into the end zone. That set the tone. That set the tone. And here's Thomas, great call. No interceptions by Caleb after 2 straight games of 2 each. Obviously, Shane pulled the reins back a little bit. Yeah, and that's the one thing. Remember, guys, the thing that the Bears want to do right now is win with Caleb. They don't need to win because of him. That's down the road. That could come after week 10 or 11. It may not come till next year. But right now, the Bears should and are winning with Caleb. There'll be plenty of time for them to win because of him. Okay? Plenty of time. Remember that. All right. The balance play calling, 28 and 24. Great. And look what it did. All right, look what it did. We busted a big one, got the touchdown, beautiful touchdown run by Swift. That's what we want. You know, Waldron was better after his leadership meeting. I don't know if we talked about that leadership meeting that he had last week where the players, the big dog, Mercedes Lewis, told him to coach him harder. First of all, why the hell do you have to coach? Why are you not coaching these are grown-ass men? He said basically, you can call people out. He goes, we're grown men. We can handle it. So DJ talked about that as well this morning. And Waldron was better. Nice. Like I said, I love the equality in a pass versus a run. Caleb we didn't send him back 52 times. This is all work in progress. Nothing is. We kind of stop comparing other people's stuff. Don't worry about what Jaden Daniels is doing and saying our guys should be doing that. That steals joy. When you compare other things, yourself or things that we belong to us, that we believe belong to us, like the Bears, when you compare that to other players, teams, it steals joy from you. So why wouldn't you? So you could have come in and said, Jaden Daniels is this, is that, which you did. Jaden Daniels is having the year. Or you could have said, hey, you know what? Caleb was 8 for 9 for 75 yards and a touchdown versus the blitz when he was only 44% in the first 3 weeks. I saw improvement. I saw him taking the check down more often than going deep and putting the ball in harm's way. That's an improvement. You're doing this to yourself. Shorty, you're doing this to yourself. I also love the T formation they're using. Yeah, I get it. But don't do that to yourself, Shorty. It's all about perspective. You want to look at the good stuff, you can look at the good stuff. There's always going to be bad stuff. There's nothing in life, you and I both know, that's perfect. Roberto, way to keep it together even after Jenkins went out with the injury. Also great to see Roschon run the ball strong. This is from Roberto Ramirez. Yes, hell yeah. King Booker Will says, break it down. Jaden Daniels has 100 more yards than Caleb Williams and the same amount of thrown touchdown passes. James Ford in the house. Good morning, buddy. Thanks for tuning in, baby. I appreciate it. So look at all the good stuff. Look at the good things. Stop being one of those negative Nancys. My nephew, Mondo, junior son, says, Kramer went in there trying to run through a mofo's face. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And that's why you put a sucker like that. Because he wasn't getting time on the offensive line, and that was his chance to hit somebody. And King Booker World, that's right. He says, that made me want to see Kramer get a shot at center. Yeah. What if this guy is your center for the next 10 years? What if he is? You don't know that. Give him a shot. And the thing that I don't like about coaches, like, look, and I hear you, Eberflus. I understand. You talk about practice. You earn in practice. Okay, I get it. But you got this guy, and he hasn't had a shot. Put him out there. You kept him for a reason. Even if that reason was just depth, and you don't think he's going to be your center, try him at center. Because as a coach, you should know, and I had plenty of players like this. They're called gamers. All right? And I don't mean someone who plays video games. No, they're called gamers. These are guys who practice like shit, don't have great practice habits, but come game time when the lights are on, they ball. They ball. So why? And I understand you want to treat everyone. Here's the thing: you can't treat everybody equally. Treat everybody fairly. And this is from Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson said, "I treat all my players fairly. I don't treat them equally." He said it because if the 53rd man was late for the plane, we're leaving his ass. If Emmitt Smith was late for the plane, we're holding that ass. I'm going to say, Emmitt, get your ass on here. Don't be late again. We're holding that plane for Emmitt. There's got to be, there's got to be an understanding. Give this kid a shot. He might just fuck around and be another Olin Kreutz. You don't know. You don't know because you haven't given him a shot. Give him a shot. King Booker Will is a damn fool. Always got me laughing, even when I'm fired up. So Kramer filled out a W-2, and when it asked the occupation, he wrote, knocking a motherfucker's ass out. Knocking motherfuckers out. There's a lot of pent-up frustration. He hasn't gotten time. He's seen what Coleman Shelton has not been doing or has been doing. That's getting his ass destroyed as a center. This kid wants a shot. Give him a shot. And you know what? Maybe that taste of running someone over a couple times in a game has got him even more fired up. Give this kid a shot. And if he sucks, hey, you had your opportunity. You had your opportunity. Get your ass back in the depth department, in the depth box. Get your ass back in the friend zone. You know what I mean? So why not give him a shot? You got my fullback, my guy Mark. Big shout out to Mark Micah, my best friend. I was the best man at his wedding 5 years ago. When we started playing together, I was like 220. I was in about 215, 220. And we started playing together on the Thunder. He goes, hey, how does it feel to finally have someone bigger than you blocking for you? And I was like, it's gonna feel good. And we rode it to 2 national championships, 1 MVP for me, national championship game MVP. But the thing that Mark would always say, they said, you play fullback? He goes, no. He goes, I'm a guard with a head start. I'm a guard with a head start. And that's literally what Kramer was yesterday. A center with a head start. And the veracity, I think he might have even taken out one of our guys. Friendly fire. Foster Cover says, I had a coach who called me out at halftime once. In the end, he said, give me 22 Fosters and I will win. They beat the crap out of him and he never quits. I was so proud. He had me playing defensive end. And Foster says, I'm 5'8", 185. And you can never, you can't quantify someone's heart. You can't. You just can't. Yeah, Foster, that's what you said earlier. That's what I'm looking for. Me too, Booker. He said you can't rate true heart with a number. You can't. It's something you see. Waldron, put Doug Kramer in there. I actually don't want Kramer in there. I want Kramer to be our fullback, but a short yardage situation, him and Roshan. You know, but what was I saying? What was I saying last year? Remember what I said last year? Remember, Junior? I said, why don't you take one of those backup guards or backup offensive line? Remember, Tyree Carter was my guy. I said, why don't you take one of those guys who's a backup and put them in the backfield? They're itching to hit somebody. Now you get to go hit a linebacker or a defensive end. You're not even hitting an offensive lineman. You're hitting a guy who's going to be 40 to 50 pounds lighter than you. And you got a head start? Come on, man. Sometimes it's too easy. And if you are running, and if you do end up hitting a defensive lineman, you got a head start. Remember I said, Jimmy, put your Tyree Carter back there. Give me somebody. Give me one of those backup offensive linemen who are dying to hit somebody, dying to get on the field, and say, here you go. I need you to go through and blast that linebacker. I need you to go through. Anyone's in that hole, blast it open for your running back. You tell me a lineman who wouldn't love to be in the backfield and lead block for somebody. Come on, man. Come on, man. Junior said it right. Ask George Cumby, the linebacker for the Green Bay Packers, what he thought of William Perry having a head start. Remember, he destroyed George Cumby. I think he was number 52 on the Packers back in the 85 season. Plank checking in late. Good morning, Papa. Don't worry. Plank says I'm late. Sorry, dentist appointment. Good morning, sports owners. Bears victory Monday. Bear down. Yes, it is, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Hope your teeth are so fresh and so clean right now. But see, this is the type of coaching that you want. Remember, everyone was mad at Waldron. What did I say? Give him another week. Isn't he figuring it out? Remember, I said I'll give him this week. I'll give him 4 weeks before I go get off my lawn, Shawn. And he's adapted every week, has he not? This is growth. Caleb Williams has adapted every week. Has he not? This is growth. Remember, growth is not linear. If you don't think Caleb grew this week, you're nuts. Stop being nuts. Stop being an average meathead fan. There's a lot of improvement that we've seen from Caleb from week 1 to today, to yesterday. King Booker World says, Shawn, you called it about Waldron. I no longer want to clothesline him. Give him time. Good offensive coordinators, give him time. Foulmouth Chris, what's up? Chris Edgerton says, I'm glad the Bears finally took my advice and made Caleb a game manager until he's ready to win us games. It takes time, people. Yeah. Like I said, Waldron had to learn, let the Bears win with Caleb. They'll win because of him later. But the more you win with him, the more confidence he gets, and the sooner you will win because of him. Mondo says, what do you think's going on with Darnell Wright? I don't know. He's having a funk right now. This might be the sophomore slump for him. I'm not really happy with him. He's having some stuff going on. And here's the thing. We don't know what's going on in his personal life. Because that can affect you on the field. Most people think, and I know for me personally, whenever I was having something personally going on in my life, I took it out on the football field. God, I took it out on the football field. Some people, it affects the way they play. We're all different. But Darnell Wright hasn't been as dominant. But also, let's not forget, people are getting film on him, too. They're understanding what he does. So one of the things that I saw, one of that defensive end last week when he gave up the sack on in Indy, he especially on pass routes, he likes to jump and attack the defensive lineman as opposed to kick stepping. He'll lunge out and attack you. Defensive lineman saw that. He saw that he jumps out. So in one of the plays, he jumped out. He stepped back, swiped his hands down, went right around him. You're getting film on him now. So now you have to adjust. King Booker Will said, let first year Caleb be first year Brady. People forget Brady in the beginning was a game manager and he bloomed into what he became. Yeah, those first two Super Bowls, maybe, the first two for sure, maybe the three, but the first two Super Bowls, they didn't win because of Brady. They won because of that defense. Teddy Bruschi, Harrison, Ty Law, William McGinnis. Okay? That defense won at those first couple Super Bowls. Let's not forget the way they won their first Super Bowl, they stopped, was it Isaac Holt? Azakim? Stopped them on the 1 yard line. St. Louis in New Orleans. I was down there for that one. I was in New Orleans for that one. Foulmouth Chris, what's up, Popeye? Says SuperBack was good, my brother. I have to get you back on the podcast. Yeah, that'd be great, bro. Hit me up. I was just talking with your guy the other day, man. I was just talking with him. He was like, "Oh, you got no love for me?" I was like, "Shut up, dude." Oh man, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah, he reached out to me the other day. And yeah, that was there's a couple things. Yeah, Chris says we have to do something about Braxton Jones. You still having a problem with the bull rush. We got to find a way to get the rookie from Yale some reps. Verse was killing him. Yeah, Jared Verse was on one yesterday. Jared Verse should be the defensive player of the week if it wasn't for those holding calls. 2 holding calls and another one. I think he actually had a sack, but he would have ended up having three sacks. Man, yeah. Yeah, Chris says T. Nick's hilarious. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was funny. He was getting at me. But yeah, so listen, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with yesterday's victory. All right. And here's the one thing. Listen, guys, how many of us are Sox fans here? Okay. And what's the biggest thing about our Sox that we talked about? Their lack of development. Chris Getz in the minor league system. All right. The lack of development. Development doesn't take a day. Development takes time. And for every single person, it's different. Every single offense, it's different. Every single offensive line, it's different. Every single team, it's different. So, and this is why I tell you to look at the positives. You're always going to find negatives. You can find negatives with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions, and you can find negatives with them. But let's look at what we're doing right. Let's look at what we're doing better. Let's look at those things. We can point out what we need to work on, but let's look at what's gotten better. That's the important thing. What are we getting better at? Well, Caleb is checking the ball down. All right. He's hanging in a pocket. Sliding. You know, there's going to be an issue. I'm tired of motherfuckers jumping over quarterbacks and hitting them. All right. Some dude jumped over Caleb, hit him in the process. It wasn't a vicious hit. It wasn't a mean hit. No. He actually kind of just nicked him. But once he slides, he slides. Stay the hell away from him. You cannot touch him. You don't even have to tag him. He's down. I'm tired of that stuff. It happened tons last year with Justin, and it's happening still this year with Caleb. Stop it. They have to protect our quarterback. You know, what can we see got better? I mentioned Caleb, but what about Waldron? Look at the flyer. Or the bottom, the lower third. Waldron has been better, has better. There. Waldron has been better after leadership meeting. Yeah. Remember, give him a month. Yesterday was a month. That was 4 games, 4 weeks. Okay, 4 weeks. It's adjusted. And here's the thing. I know we're clowning him a little bit about the leadership meeting, but isn't that adjusting? Isn't that saying what I'm doing is not working? Let me talk to some of these players and find out what we need. Isn't that adjusting? Isn't that what we want? And we can clown him all we want. And I did as well. But Shane's a different person. He might not be an in-your-face type of coach. Okay, and maybe he needs to be more assertive, is what it sounds like. But that's growth. That's growth. When you put that aside, say, okay, and you talk to the people that you're superior, your subservience. I shouldn't say that. The people underneath you that you're in charge of. When you ask them what their opinions are, that's growth. That's being willing to change. And what do we talk about Shane Waldron? His ability to adapt. Remember, he adapted with Russell, from Russell to Gino, now from Gino to Caleb. Foster, I agree. Preseason is now over. It's October. The lack of hitting, the lack of contact, the lack of playing time, first couple of games of the week are like preseason. How many field goals do we have week 1? Because offenses couldn't score. How many field goals do we have? I think it was a record that broke last year's record in week 1 of field goals because offenses couldn't get it together. They just weren't in sync, which is why I complain. You hear me complain about these guys should have played in the preseason more. Chris says, I'm glad he put his ego to the side and called plays to his player's strength. Yeah. Crazy idea what happens when you call plays to your player's strengths. Crazy. Crazy thing happens. They're successful. Booker Will says, this has been some of the worst football in the first 2 weeks I've ever seen. Yeah. And think about defenses, especially when you don't change defensive coordinators. You get defenses like ours. Look at what we've done to all these offenses. All right? Look what we've done to all these offenses and embarrassed them. For all intents and purposes, embarrassed them. Continuity is a must, Foster. I agree. One of the things that I want to talk about was the third phase. Tory Taylor is that dude. Tory Taylor is that dude. Tory Legatron Taylor is Mr. Pin 'em Deep. Told you, I had a kicker. This is back in, when did we get Eric? I think we played with Bobby in 05. Then we got Eric in 07. 07 and 08. We went down to Florida with him. And to have so I know exactly how, like, I was not surprised at Legatron yesterday because I had a punter for a couple of years on my Chicago Thunder teams that had done that. I told you about the story when I saw him warming up the first game, and I'm like, whoa, he had that ability. Dude, this is huge. And like I said early on, why we're so surprised at why Ryan Poles took this guy this way, let's not forget the third phase is so vital. So we forget Devin Hester, Gold. We forget Jerry Azuma before Devin Hester. We forget all these guys. The importance of that third phase. All right? You got guys, twice he pinned the ball at the 8-yard line. Twice. One was like a 66-yard punt that went out of the 8. Come on, man. What the hell is that? That's craziness. Craziness. But when we drafted him, did we not talk? I wasn't the only one, but did I not think about that third phase? Him pinning him deep inside the 10, defense 3 and out, punt. We get a decent return. Now we're in plus side of the field. We got to go short yards for points. Now it's playing out. Now you're seeing the importance of it. You're seeing the importance of this dude. Say it again, King Booker World. Imagine having to drive 70 to 80 yards every damn series, every time. Hell, he's making it 90 plus, 85, 90 yards every series. Imagine how difficult that is for a quarterback. It's difficult for an experienced quarterback. Imagine a young quarterback or a rookie quarterback. Very happy. Last thing I'm going to talk about before we bounce is this. That defensive line is growing right before our eyes. Right before our eyes. People, we talked about Gervon Dexter. Man, Gervon Dexter's got to take another step. Gervon Dexter's he's got to be that dominating 3-tech. He's got to be the force. Guess what? He got another sack. More TFLs. Yeah. Gervon Dexter got the message loud and clear. He got the message loud and clear. He had a tackle, an assist, and a sack. I thought he had a TFL too. I have to look in another thing for stats. But he was all over the place. He's been all over the place. He's been that dominant 3-tech that we needed to have this defense step up. And you know what? This defense is stepping up. King Booker World, I like you. I agree with you. So I don't like to brag. King Booker World says, I don't like to brag, but who has been on the G I think it's the D's right next to F. The G-Dex train since last year. This guy. You're right. You have. I was along with him. I'm like, I was like, this dude is, and I saw it last year. Remember, he had a couple stretches of games toward the end of last year where he was doing well. He was doing well. And we're like, he needs to take another step. And let's not forget how many times we saw Austin Booker in there quite a few times. We've seen DeMarcus Walker, disruptive. All this is phenomenal to see. I'll tell you what it is. Eric Washington effect. And it goes back to what I've said from Jump Street. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. The Eric Washington effect on that defensive line is awesome. Billings doing his thing again after his contract. Dexter really taking a step forward. Taking a jump. You know, is that his second or third sack of the season? Dexter. He's in there every game. Like, this dude's on track to have like a 10 to 12 sack season. 10 to 12 sacks from a defensive lineman, from a D tackle. That messes you up big time. That messes you up big time. Let's see. Let's see what the stats are for G-Dex. And it was funny. I was wondering about. I was a little annoyed yesterday. I wish Adam Amin. I'm still not a big fan of him when he does Bears games, but I want Adam Amin to say, "Hey, his name's not Gervondextersr, it's Gervondextersr." You know, like you've done Bears games before. You know Gervondextersr. And Adam Amin didn't correct Mark Sanchez and say, "Oh no, his name's Gervondextersr." I was just a little annoyed at that. That's all. Maybe it's just me. Could very well be. Could very well be. Let me look at his sacks. Let's see. Here we go. We got his stats right here. 3 sacks. That's almost a sack a game, dog. If we go by quarters, he's gonna have 12 sacks. If we average them out, my man's gonna have 12 sacks. He's 7 solo tackles, 3. He's tied for 11 with 3 sacks. Yeah. He had a sack against the Rams. He had a sack. Tennessee a sack. Houston sack. He didn't get one against Indy, and he got one yesterday. This dude is a monster. Well, listen, 2 hours is coming and going. I want to thank everybody here for coming on and supporting your boy. Good stuff. I want to let you know we got some cool stuff. If you guys are in the Chicagoland area, we're setting up a viewing party. I was meeting with a guy yesterday. I should have some news by the end of the week. Come out, watch some football. We'll do a pregame and a postgame at the venue, but I'll give you more information. Should be the Washington game. All right. So I'll give you more information on that, where it is, what time, all the good stuff. But listen, guys, everyone have a phenomenal day. Happy House Music Monday, Bears Victory Monday. You see my Bears Victory chain. Have an excellent day. It's going to be nice and cool here in the Chicagoland area. Get out there, get a walk, get exercise. More importantly, let your loved ones know you love them. All right, shoot a text, a voice memo, something. Get at your people. All right, so for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, this will air again at 6 o'clock. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Folks, I am out.